I'm Erin Lawler Patterson, the Goodness Chick. I'm an international speaker, podcaster, counselor, author, and proud part of the Mental Health News Radio Network. Join me on the journey of empowering you to live life with an overflowing cup rather than an empty one. We look at mental health, self-care, addiction, relationship, and wellness, where we use our challenges to fuel us rather than consume us. Do you enjoy listening to the Goodness Chick podcast? If you do, I hope you'd be interested in checking out patreon.com/goodnesschick in a way of becoming a supporter of our mission of getting Goodness Chick around the globe and inspiring people about living their life with a full cup. Check it out, patreon.com/goodnesschick. So this week, my friends, we are on my end in about week 7 of social distancing here in Florida. It's loosened up a little bit, but depending on where you're at, you're in different stages of things. And so this is what I wanted to talk about today. It's not just pertaining to social distancing, dealing with the coronavirus, but in general, when it comes to challenges, different seasons in our life where things are just kind of nothing short of crazy train. Unpredictable, whether it be our jobs, job loss, whether it be grief, whether it be a pandemic, you name it, it is present. And right now, it made me think about how important it is to think positive. It's an important thing in life. I think our mindset, I'm confident, our mindset holds tremendous weight. But it's also being realistic and giving ourselves permission to what I call a free pass to freak out. And so what made me think of this is thinking of all the crazy things that kind of happen throughout the course of our day. Our normal is no longer normal. Depending where you are listening to this, you have your different struggles and challenges. And sometimes I think we can have these unrealistic expectations of ourselves that have us say, I have to think positive all the time. I have to be able to finish all this stuff. I've got A, B, C to Z to Q to E to whatever to finish. And I'm tired, but I've got to hold it all together. Well, there's a difference with holding things together and allowing ourselves to just kind of unwind a little bit, as well as, we'll say, freak out. Well, what does freak out mean? I mean this in being responsible, being healthy, but it's kind of like when you blow a balloon up, right? You fill it up with helium, and if you keep putting helium and adding helium to the balloon that's expanding and expanding, at some point, that balloon pops. Right? But if you have the decision, you're like, wow, you know what? I'm adding too much helium here and I don't want the balloon to pop. So you release a little bit, right? And now, you tie that sucker, you put, a string on it, you've got yourself a balloon. And I know that you could say, well, I don't know how that connects to us. It really does. Where when we get in places where we're just keep getting filled up, stretched, pushed, where we're just kind of over our limit. And for us to think that I can't have a healthy breakdown, meaning it's okay to you go in your car and cry, it's sitting in bed. And if you need to grab a pillow and scream in it, that's okay. And the more I really kind of took this topic into consideration, it was thinking being able to keep our emotions in check is important, and being able to be healthy is important, but allowing ourselves permission and reminding ourselves that, I am not perfect. Hey, I'm really overwhelmed right now, and it's okay to release a little bit, but finding healthy ways to release. And for some of us, it's like, okay, I need to hit a punching bag, or I'm going for a run. That is my release. I'll tell you this yesterday. So, I've been, trying to fill our day in constructive ways here. I'm outside with my son. We're painting. I turn around for 3.8 seconds, and he's painted almost his entire half of his body, right, in gray, and it's permanent color. So then, okay, we'll let that roll, right? 22 minutes later, making dinner, I ask him, he helps me make dinner, which is awesome. Makes dinner time take about 8,000 times longer, but that's okay. He's learning life lessons. Hey, bud, can you grab something out of the fridge for me? Goes to grab it with the best of intentions and manages to bump a container that is filled with red sauce, and it just goes everywhere. And it was at that point that I just was like, I could cry right now. I'm just tired. My body, my mind, I am tired. The past few weeks have been really weird, adjusting in all different kind of ways, but I'm tired. And so I actually I shed some tears a little bit. I really tried work. You know, he had the best of intentions. It fell and he painted his body, and we were in the tub and trying to scrub, paint off of his body. Like, things happen, right? But there's points where, as human beings, we kind of get to a breaking point. And what I believe is kind of an important teachable moment, a life lesson, if you will, for the people around us, our spouses, our kids, our significant others, our siblings, whatever, whoever we're residing with, that letting them know that we have breaking points, that we're human. When we kind of send a message of I can do everything all the time, and I'm wearing a cape and I'm running around and I'm, people kind of have that expectation where you're superhuman, right? And they might not really believe that, but they kind of believe that. And whether that's our kids or whether that's our spouses, whoever it is in our life, people within the workplace, it's like letting people know that we're human. I've had a really long day. You know what? I'm going to hop in the car and I'm going to go get a cup of coffee, and I need to unwind a little bit. Right? I know for me, one of the things I actually dig doing when I surf, there's days like I'm stressed out. I go under the water and I scream, "What is up?" One of the best ways of like just releasing stress and anxiety, letting out a scream. So what is it that when you get towards your breaking point, and not getting to your breaking point, but getting there, because when we let ourselves get to that breaking point, that's when we get to that point that we say things that we shouldn't say, right? We feel things that are so intense and acute that there's that tendency of doing or saying something that you can't take back, right? So it's learning in a healthy way. How do I release? How do I release? How do I give myself that free pass permission to freak out at times, right? To freak out. Mom needs to go for a run, right? I need to go for a walk. I'm going to go into the garage and I'm hitting the punching bag. I am exhausted. Well, mom, dad, whoever it is, whoever's calling at you, right? Like 1,000 times. Listen, I need 5 minutes to myself. Boom. We got the pause button going on right now. And I need to chill out. Mom, dad, brother, sister, best friend, coworker, whoever it is, I need a break. I need a break before I freak out and say something or do something I don't want to do, because that's not me. So as human beings, we get to points that we need to find a release. And right now, as we're going through a pandemic, right, it's crazy train. It's okay to find ways, it is necessary to find ways to release for our mental health, for our mental wellness, because when we don't, we get in super bad places, right? When in years to come, when they are able to have studies of, where we're at when it comes to depression, with suicide rates, with anxiety, with whatever else, right? Because of what's going on right now, it is through the roof. What are some ways that we can help ourselves? It's giving ourselves a free pass to freak out. Right? I'm going to my lake. I'm going to put my head under the water and I'm going to scream. If that works for you, rock on. You might scare some turtles, but you do what you got to do. I'm going to do 62 push-ups till my arms hurt. That is my freak out pass. What is your pass? Because if you don't have one, well, Aaron, I can't do that. Well, false. That's inaccurate and that's not true, because you're having then unrealistic expectations of yourself. There are times every single person walking this earth needs a free pass to freak out, and being able to convey and articulate that I just need some time to myself. And it doesn't have to be screaming in a pillow. It doesn't need to be hitting a punching bag 112 times. What is it that works for you that's a release? Only you can answer that. Only you. And I think about in the past few weeks, I've had moments where I've cried. Or I felt overwhelmed. I have things going on in terms of trying to, get my book stuff together, figuring things out with speaking engagements that have really just absolutely come to a halt right now because of everything going on. And it's like, it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of pressure. My husband is teaching from home, trying to teach Jack, and then, everything else in the mix. It's crazy, right? And having moments for self-care and moments where you're like, holy Moses, I can't take this right now. I need to, boom, insert free pass to freak out, right? Again, in a responsible, reasonable way where nobody's getting hurt or harmed. It's grabbing that pillow and you're screaming. It's hitting that punching bag. Maybe I'm looking at a hammock right now. Maybe it's going to sit in a hammock and just like you're looking at the stars, or you're crying, or you're just doing some deep breathing activities. Whatever it is, only you can answer. What is your free pass to freak out? What is it? And if right now it's popping in your head, you're like, boom, that's my free pass, baby. That's what I do. Awesome. If you're hesitating and you're unsure, take some time after this to think about, what's your free pass to freak out? What is it? What is it for you that works? And what happens with that, it gives us an outlet. It also sends a message to the people that we live and we reside or we work with that, yo, I'm not human. Hey, I do have a breaking point. And guess what? I love and value myself enough that I'm going to have, boom, a little timeout pause action because I value myself, right? Because there's times with the different roles that we play in life, we become or can become an emotional vending machine, right? Somebody throws in that 75 cents. I hit A7, boom, my Twix comes out. That can be us at any given moment when we are always on. People expect us and I drop everything. What do you need? I'm here. I'm going to do this. I can do that. What? And this is where there's a lack of boundaries. We need boundaries to be healthy. We need that free pass to freak out to be healthy. We need to be relaying and conveying messages, both verbal and nonverbal, through our actions and our patterns and habits in life to say, I love myself enough that I got boundaries and I have a breaking point, and I'll let you know when I need to chill, and I'll let you know when I need a pause button, and then I'm going to do my thing and I'll be back, right? And then I'll be back. Loving yourself. This is what this comes down to. Self-care. Putting enough value on myself that I don't get into that trap that so many people do. Of I'm an emotional vending machine, especially as a parent. In relationships, in the workplace. If you are on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're going to burn out. Or you're unhappy. Or you're just running on fumes. Yo, you are awesome. Love yourself enough. Remind yourself. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves, yo, I'm awesome. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. There's nobody else in the world like me. And I'm going to love myself enough that I'm putting boundaries on. And I'm coming up with my free pass to freak out. And I'd love to hear from you. What's your free pass to freak out? Private message me. Kick me an email. Let me know what's up. And if you aren't already following me on all forms of social media, Goodness Chick, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook page, check it out. Let's get inspired and encouraged. And I want to hear from you. What is your free pass to freak out? And that's how to get your week going, my friends. And I'm wishing you an abundance of peace, love, and goodness, my friends. If you enjoyed today's episode, there's a lot more encouragement and life-kicking strategies on goodnesschick.com. Have a great day.